From LALATE News Headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Mornings LALATE.
It's a big early mornings broadcast here on LALATE with incredible great details about your fourth stimulus check updated 2021. Today, in this recording, we'll go over the monthly stimulus check, how much you're going to get in the fourth stimulus package, and why the vote is just around the corner. It's very exciting, good news starting this Friday morning. Then we turn to fifth stimulus. That'll raise your benefits up if you're on SSI and SSDI to a major new number and a lot of other beneficiaries as well. And that new number will be changed a lifetime. Then in the middle of the recording, we go over the big money. Thousands of dollars of viewers continue to get it, and I want you to get it as well. It's a big morning. It's a big early mornings broadcast. The toast is toasting. The butter is buttering. I'm here. You're here. Let's get to it. Let's get to all the details, starting right now on Early Mornings LALATE. Good morning, everybody. It's Early Mornings LA. You made it to the weekend. Congratulations. You are officially in the weekend. So how are you? How's the weather where you are? And tell me where you're tuning in from, if it's domestically or internationally. It is beautiful here today, this Friday early morning in Santa Monica. So I'd love to hear where the weather is, where you're tuning in from. In this fourth stimulus check updated 2021, we go over all the breaking news that formulated yesterday and what you should anticipate throughout the rest of the Friday. And we turn to fifth stimulus and why that is going to change your benefits a lifetime. In the middle of the recording, we go over the thousands of dollars of viewers continue to get, and it's your turn to get as well. This is LALATE, the only 24-hour-a-day, 7 days a week financial news channel, live in the morning and taped in the afternoon. I'm next back with you on Mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. After this show, jump into the live Overnight's crypto show currently airing on the channel. A lot of people, a lot of viewership, and a lot of fun. So jump into that show right after you're done with this one. But first, subscribe. This is LALATE. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. You can't forget to subscribe to the videos because you will miss the breaking news. Also, like this video. Yesterday, you weren't particularly liking the videos too much. You were in the viewership, but then forgetting to hit the like button. So make sure you hit. Some videos had 10,000 views in half an hour and then 300 likes and 0 dislikes. So it was like, wait a second, you forgot to hit the like button. So make sure you hit the like button. I know it's just hard to remember that. I'll just have a sign behind me or something. And also consider becoming a member. Let's get right into the great news about that fourth stimulus check. The LALATE bill from the House provides a monthly stimulus check for the remainder of the pandemic plus 1 year. That's the House bill. Let's look and compare that versus the Senate proposal. The House bill provides a stimulus check for the remainder of the pandemic plus 1 year. That's LALATE's bill. The Senate proposal is a stimulus check from July to December. Now let's compare the amounts. LALATE's bill provides $1,000 per month after the first month. The Senate proposal is the amount unknown, but word on the street is it's this. Wow. Yes, this is per person. Unbelievable. $2,000 a month over 6 months, or $1,400 over 6 months, $8,400. Just wow. Now, let's go back to LALATE's bill because there's a macroeconomic factor that could impact it. It's pandemic plus 1 year. Well, some legislators say that the bill will go to a vote after the pandemic is considered over for legislative purposes. That would result in 12 months of stimulus checks or $13,000 compared to the Senate proposal over 6 months, which is this. Well, if you're watching when the show debuts at 4 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, get ready to vote right now on the live chat or watching later in the day. Jump in the comments under the video and get ready to vote. Senate or House, which one do you like? Senate or House, which one do you like? I think you have an opinion. And also tell me where you're watching from and how's the weather. All right, let's go over the other details you need to know about this fourth stimulus check. Who gets it? You do. Single individual, $75,000 or less, you get the fourth stimulus check. Married couple, $150,000 or less, you get the fourth stimulus check. Double it. If you are on benefits, you get the fourth stimulus check. Congratulations. SSI, SSDI, Social Security, Railroad benefits, veterans benefits. If you are a household of 4 or less, you get the fourth stimulus check. Quadruple it. Then the fourth stimulus check will be delivered to everyone at the same amount. Adult dependents, minor dependents, everyone gets the same amount. The fourth stimulus check is not taxable because it's not income. And the fourth stimulus check will not come out in waves because they don't have time to send out waves. It's a monthly stimulus check. We don't know anything about child support, but we do know representations, which I don't make, legislators make. And they represent the vote will be by the July 4th date, no later than then, which means the fourth stimulus check of July lands in July. In the month of August, lands for the month of August. And away you go. That's your fourth stimulus check update of 2021 to start. Coming up in the middle of this recording, I have breaking news from Chuck Schumer. And then the second half of this recording, I have more breaking news about fourth stimulus, about calling the vote, and the breaking news that was great yesterday about labor numbers. But first, let's get a preview of the second half of this video, which is fifth stimulus. Fifth stimulus heats up, and it's absolutely wonderful this fall. It'll raise your benefits up if you're on SSI and SSDI and Social Security and Rail benefits, and then apply a benchmark. And that benchmark is COLA. Well, the benchmark is expected to be the highest number of a generation this December when they apply it, and that will change your benefits a lifetime. Details of that is coming up in the second half of this video. But let's go over the big money you can get right now and get that pen and paper ready. I am really excited for you. You have been killing it. You've been getting money as a viewer day in, day out. We don't go less than an hour with a viewer saying, I got some money. So if you're watching this video and you got money for rent, utilities, or internet or anything, jump into the live chat and say what you got, whether it is rent or it's internet or it's something else, whether it's $100 or $200, jump into the live chat and say what you got as well. And with that, let's get to the big pot of money, and it starts right now, $350 billion of it. Not all for you. You got to share some of it. I mean, at least give me $1 billion. You can keep the other $249. It's coming locally from to your cities, counties, and states from the federal government. And what is it? It is money for rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, and homeowners utilities. So go get it. Get that pen and paper ready. I'm going to go over the details in just a second. There is 6 locations you're going to get that money from. And if one says no, don't worry. Reach out to the next one. They have different eligibility. All right, you ready? Here we go. City Hall, City Housing Authority. County Hall, County Housing Authority. State Hall, State Housing Authority. You're going to reach out and get that rent assistance because of COVID. Those are the key words you say when you call them up. Rent assistance because of COVID. Or mortgage assistance because of COVID. You do not say falafel. You also don't say stimulus. Stimulus or falafel. They're just falafel? What? How do you spell that? Stimulus? No, I'm talking about falafel. How do you spell falafel? I don't know. Yeah, sir, we're here for rent. We're not here for falafels. So go reach out to them. The rent is about $5,000, 4 to 6 months of rent. So go get it. Just get falafels on your own time. And that is great news. Tim got money for, not falafels, but for rent. And Linda got money for rent and utilities. The next pot of money is wonderful, and it is for SNAP. Lynn Glenn got for herself, for her son, for her mom. Gail got it for herself. It is just wonderful. It's been one of the big success stories of this channel. Go get it. Where do you get it? How much is it? And where does it work? Let's go over all the details. SNAP is money for food. So reach out to Department of Agriculture to get this money. Department of Agriculture, DOA. How much money is it? It's a lot. It's about $16,000 for a family of 4 in Hawaii. And how do you get this money? Well, you reach out to the Department of Agriculture. Why so much money? Because of 2 wonderful executive orders, one from Biden, one from Trump, that raised everyone's benefits up 15%. Wow. Between now and December. There you go. $16,000 for SNAP. $5,000 for rent, about 4 to 6 months of rent. We are killing it. We're only 9 minutes to this video. I mean, I don't have falafel for you, but you don't have bacon for me either. All right. So I got more money, though, for you. $5,000 one viewer got the next set of money for. And what is it? It's wonderful. It's coming from your states. Let's go over how much you get, how you get it, and when you get it. The federal government has identified states as paying you over an excess of money for unemployment benefits due to computer error, and then telling you to return the money, which you did. Well, the federal government has said, no, that was your money to keep. So the federal government has ordered the states to return the money back to you. Yes, really. How do you get it? On the bank account you have on file. One viewer got $5,000 for this. When? Reach out to your respective state. Every state has different routing times. Which brings me now to the second big winner. And this was a big winner yesterday. for COD. COD jumped into the overnight live feed on Overnight's Crypto, the show that's currently airing right now, and he said he got his check yesterday, Thursday, by direct deposit. He's a single filer, and let's go over the details. Two other viewers have gotten as well. It's the money back from IRS that you paid on that 2020 tax return. Let's go over how much you're going to get, how you're going to get it, when you get it, and the routing time. First, how much is it? It's a lot of money. It is the amount you paid taxes on of your 2020 unemployment benefits. So here's an example. Let's say you had $9,000 of unemployment benefits. You paid a $5,000 tax return to IRS, of which $4,000 was your taxes on unemployment benefits. Congratulations, you're getting back a check of $4,000. Next, how are you getting it? If the tax return had a direct deposit information on it, it's going to the direct deposit account. Finally, when are you getting it, or how else could you get it? You would get it in the mailbox in a razor-thin envelope, so watch for that mailbox. And the checks would be landing between now and the second and third week of June. They were sent out in May. Finally, can you track it? Yeah, you can. About 70% of the viewers, it works. Go to irs.gov, sign in, set up a username and password, and then go in and do what's called a transcript search under your name. That transcript search will reveal when you last filed a tax return, when you paid taxes, and when that refund check is coming to you. Boy, does it get better than that? It does get better than that. And it starts with the breaking news about fourth stimulus check. We're first going to go over the details of this, and the second half of the video, we're going to go over what happened yesterday, which is also really wonderful news. First, the president had another round of negotiations this week, and it went nowhere, which is exactly what Chuck Schumer had anticipated a week ago today. And on that day, Chuck Schumer announced 3 statements that all confirmed my reporting over the weeks before. 1, we're currently underway with reconciliation. 2, the final vote will be by July 4th. 3, that the reconciliation would continue with or without or any regard to negotiations on the side. So there you go. Wonderful news. So now let's go over the details about what brought us up to that point. It started when Jalopal got the ball rolling. Jalopal wrote Leader Schumer a letter, and Leader Schumer's letter basically said, call the vote. Jalopal said, call the vote. Wonderful news. Now, why did Jalopal say that? Because the reconciliation was basically ready to start and that there was no reason to delay. Of course, now we're underway with the recon, and we're about to call the vote. I'll explain what calling the vote is in just a second. Well, it gets better because that letter from Jalopal was co-signed. Yeah, co-signed by about a dozen House Democrats. And they're not just any House Democrats. They are among the 100 who wrote the president a letter weeks earlier saying, we're going to put monthly stimulus checks into the fourth stimulus package. Wow. Can we beat that news? Oh, yeah, we can. And it is this letter about a week ago from 7 House Democrats to the president saying, we're going to work with you to put multiple stimulus checks into the fourth stimulus package. Work with you is a euphemism because the president doesn't write legislation. These people do. But who are these people to say that? They are on the House subcommittee that is solely exclusively responsible for writing stimulus checks in the House. Wow. Did they? Yeah, they did write the first stimulus check. Did they? Yeah, they did write the second stimulus check. Did they? Yeah, they did write the third stimulus check. Are they? Yep, they're writing the fourth stimulus check. That is incredible and great news. It got better when this last Tuesday, the President of the United States said, you know what? I have an idea. And I'm going to explain his idea to you slowly because it's a little complicated. He's raising the corporate tax rate in the United States to pay for fourth stimulus. So what did he do? His idea was to reach out to global leaders of the G7 countries to get them to raise the global corporate tax rate minimum so that you wouldn't move your operations from here to overseas. And they tentatively said yes. Okay, so that's good. So then what happened? Well, the president told insiders that after fourth stimulus is signed into law, he's going to reach out to those G7 countries to have them sign into law the global minimum corporate tax rate of 15%. And if he gets it, he's going to drop the U.S. corporate tax rate lower than where it is proposed in the fourth stimulus. Wow, now that's really great news. And yeah, it got better. When on Wednesday last week, the president confirmed no deal with the Republicans. Let's call the vote, Chuck. And then on Thursday, the Senate Democrats, as I come back into focus, the Senate Democrats also said, call the vote, Chuck. And away we go. We are calling the vote. In the second half of this video, I'll be explaining what call the vote is. I'll also be going over the breaking news that was all wonderful yesterday. That signals why fourth stimulus is needed right now, how the timing is just perfect. And also, I'll be going over fifth stimulus. But first, I got something else great for you. and it's the volunteers. The volunteers are salt of the earth, and they're here to help you find rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, SNAP, and internet. And they followed the spirit of this channel since day one. On day one, I was getting viewers $25 million of EIDL loans approved that were not getting approved. I personally handheld each of their applications, one after another, answering all their personal questions until they got approved. And we got $25 million of it. Then in the fall of last year, we didn't look like we were going to get second stimulus approved. So I created what we're now seeing this channel Purple, getting people rent and utilities and things like that, and got viewers $250,000. Well, in that spirit of always helping one another, the volunteers are now helping you. They're viewers just like you, helping you get that money. So where do you get the volunteers? Where do you find them? Open the description of this video. Go into the description and look for an emoji of a house. Next to that emoji of the house is a link called the community page. Click on the community page and it'll send you to a web page that has a picture of some cute kitty cats at the top of the page. They are not the volunteers. They're just kitty cats. They're just, they meow. No, those are not the volunteers. The volunteers are lower on the page. The volunteers are separated from Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and they can help you get that money. Coming up in the second half of this video, I'm going to go over 4 stimulus, more breaking news. It was all wonderful yesterday. We'll be going over what calling the vote means, how quickly the vote will be done, and we'll also go over the great news about 5th stimulus. That's all coming up in about 60 seconds on this early morning's broadcast. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on Mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And early mornings continues right now as the toast is toasted, the butter is buttering, the coffee is brewing, and the espresso is expressing. Sounds like a Madonna song, doesn't it? Express yourself, espresso. How are you? It's early mornings, LALATE. There's always a pop singer reference in the show. Hope you are good and safe. It's Friday morning and everything is wonderful until there's a pop song about Friday. Then it goes downhill. Hope you're having a beautiful morning. Make sure you subscribe. This is LA, 400,000 YouTube subscribers, a YouTube record in 1 year. Next stop, 1 million. I don't want you to miss a single video. I'm on air at 9 a.m., then at 11 a.m. Also, 9:30 with Mornings Crypto, and also airing right at the time of this video is Overnight Crypto. Jump into that show right after this is done. Learn, have fun, and chat with your friends. Also, like this video. 2,000-3,000 likes. Let's do it, and consider becoming a member. Let's get right into that 5th stimulus starting right now. This stimulus heats up this fall by changing your benefits wonderfully a lifetime with a generational benchmark that no one saw coming. First, they're going to raise your benefit limits, then add an asset limit. That's brand new. Add inflationary benchmark, remove the income exclusion, and remove the marriage penalty. All right, let me explain what that means, and it starts right now. First, they're going to First, they're going to get the word right. First, they're going to raise your benefits up to a big new number. That big new number will be absolutely wonderful. That big new number will raise your benefits up across the board if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, and veteran benefits. Then they'll apply a new benchmark. That benchmark is inflation. Now, we all know what inflation is, but how does a benchmark work? Well, insiders are saying that the inflation rate this December will be the highest number of a generation. If that's the case, it's going to be wonderful. Let me show you why. Let's choose a number somewhere in the range of what they're thinking, 6%, for example. They'll first raise your benefits up under fifth stimulus. Then they'll raise it up another 6% for the benchmark in December. But they don't just raise it up for 1 year. It's lifetime. Why? Because once they step you up plus 6% next year, you never step down. It's always plus 6%. If the inflation rate the year after that is 0%, you don't step down. You're always at plus 6%. Wonderful, wonderful news. Now, if 2 or 3 years after that, the inflation rate is 2%, then you're at plus 6, plus 2%. Oh boy. They're also going to remove the asset cap dating back to a 1960s law. 1980s law. It's going to go away. So you can hold more than $3,000 in the bank account, or at least in your hand, and that's very helpful in those stimulus checks in your hand. Then they're going to remove the income cap, dating back to a 1960s law that says you can't stay on benefits and also work. And then finally, they're going to remove the marriage penalty just in time. Just a horrible rule, that marriage penalty. It says you can't work and stay on benefits. Now you'll be able to work and stay on benefits. Just incredible, incredible, great news. And finally, the marriage penalty going away. The marriage penalty is dating back to a very old law that says you can't get married and also receive benefits. It's going to go away. So love is going to win. You're going to receive benefits. You'll no longer be a victim of the marriage penalty, and you'll no longer be prevented from getting married for fear of losing benefits. That's fifth stimulus. Out the door in about November, starts up in September, and then the step up is next year. Wonderful news. All right, but what's also important to know is that fifth stimulus has a lot of other items in there. And those other items, I don't have the time to cover in a 30-minute video. It's now at 22 minutes. There's a lot of other items in there. And that's the value of membership. The membership link's at the top of the channel, the pinned comment. Members are delivered every day from this channel what's a breakdown of what's in the fifth, fourth, and third stimulus from me. It comes from the community page on YouTube, which if you have set up for your email address, sends it directly to your inbox or your email address. It breaks down their stuff for you because there's too much to cover in a single video. For example, the fifth stimulus has money for single individuals, single hazard pay, single seniors. Even though the president calls the fifth stimulus the American Family Plan, there's a lot of stuff in there that's for non-family members. So you don't want to miss that money. And if you can't become a member, then at least subscribe, because there's a lot of things happening under third, fourth, and fifth stimulus, and you don't want to miss any of that money. It's your money. And a lot of these items are going to start to overlap in the next few weeks, so you don't want to miss them. All right, let's cut back to fourth stimulus with incredible breaking news that happened yesterday, and it's just wonderful. It's all supporting fourth stimulus and also understanding what calling the vote means for fourth stimulus. First, we understand that there was some wonderful good news yesterday, and the good news was basically that the job market is not rebounded by, and will not be rebounded by the time the vote happens in July. I've been covering this type of subject since February and almost January, where I was always worried that the economy would fully rebound by the month of July. What was I always gauging upon? That analysts were saying week after week that the jobs number, that's a monthly number, would eventually come in at 1 million jobs created per month. And with 8 million jobs missing, it would only take 8 months to restore that. That's where we talked about a lot in January, February. But what happened? You remember, February was slow. We didn't have 1 million jobs. March was slow. April was slow. So by April, I said, I think we're fine. We're not going to restore 8 million jobs between May and July. And that's what we learned yesterday. In fact, the number did come in exactly at the worry number I always said, 1 million. 1 million jobs restored. But at this point, there's still 8 million missing. So because we were so slow in all those other months, even if we restored 1 million this last month, we restore 1 million this month, which is the month of June, you won't have 8 million jobs restored by the time they vote. So this is all great news. Basically, there's still a vast majority of the 8 million jobs still not restored back to the economy by the time they vote, and that's reason to pass for stimulus. The other number that came in on Thursday was the new jobless claims number, and it's wonderful. It's wonderful, but it's not perfect. Before the pandemic hit, the number of jobless claims in this economy every Thursday was 200,000. You heard that number from me in 2020 every single Thursday morning, almost every single day. 200,000 new jobless claims was the benchmark, the lowest number of this economy, which was how we were before this pandemic hit. Then we shot up. So what came in last Thursday? Yesterday, 400,000. So great, really close to 200,000, but it's still not 200,000. So we could take 5 more months till we get to 200,000. We're still not there. Both numbers show why forced stimulus needs to be passed. Finally, calling the vote is very important for you to know. What is calling the vote, understanding how the calling the vote goes through, and understanding all the nuances of it. Calling the vote is a 9-step process that involves step after step of voting. And those step after steps of voting, you need to know because there's a procedural votes and there's substantive votes. Let's go over each of them at a time. The first half are procedural. The second half are substantive. Step 1. The House subcommittee needs to call the procedural vote. Step 2, the House floor needs to call the procedural vote. Step 3, the Senate floor needs to call the procedural vote. And step 4, the President signs the procedural bill. At that point, the tow truck, the procedural bill, has passed over the finish line, become law. Time to go do the substantive bill, which is the tow hitch. Step 5 is where the House subcommittees would write the substantive bills. It's at that point that the House Ways and Means Committee could, at the House level, put those multiple stimulus checks in under Jolapal's bill. But even if they don't, then I'm going to show you where else they would show up. Step 6 is where the House floor votes on the substantive bill. Step 7 and 8 is where the Senate has 2 days of vote-a-rama. What's a vote-a-rama? They, at the Senate level, add in, modify, or remove anything they got from the House level. So, for example, if the House members put in stimulus checks, the senators could modify them or could just leave them alone during vote-a-rama. Or if the House members didn't put in stimulus checks, the senators could put them in. And that's step 9. The president signs it into law. That's 9 steps of the voting process. That's the vote-a-rama. That is the reconciliation process from beginning to end. To recap, the reconciliation process is currently underway. The bills have nearly been written that they represent. The whole process will end by July 4th. The whole process involves 9 voting steps, and the whole process will heat up in really its biggest moments when you see the House subcommittee reveal its legislation to call on a vote for substantively, and when that vote-a-rama happens. Viewers have been asking me, when would we see the amount from the senators during the vote-a-rama? Do you see it ahead of time? No, I haven't done that video in almost about a month or two. The vote-a-rama is a covert, sort of secretive cloak and dagger event where senators don't want the other side, the other political party, to know what they're going to do. And they want to spring it upon as a surprise, not only as to timing, but also to substance. And they also want to ensure that their group in their party all support it before they call for a vote. So they very quietly work the trenches to make sure they got all the votes ready. So they are not going to come out with a marching band and some piñatas and balloons saying, yes, here's the stimulus checks, and we're about to call for a vote in 3 days, and we want your input on it. They're not going to do that. They are literally going to ambush everyone with the surprise mechanism. And that mechanism is the vote-a-rama. 2 days of really nonstop surprises. This channel wasn't live when the last vote-a-rama was done, and I have no idea what I will do when this vote-a-rama happens. I don't know if I could possibly keep a live feed up for 2 days, for 48 hours. Well, I'll probably topple over, but that is how it works. Finally, it's important to know that an old familiar friend is back, but you really need to use it. You've been doing good, but not great, and it's purple power. You really have to push. These legislators have had bills that became a law, and they still didn't send out the money. They had bills, and they didn't get them to a vote. They've had offers and proposals and statements to press, and they folded like lawn chairs. So until you get these people to the finish line, you need to push, and Purple Power is back. So hashtag MSC, hashtag Purple Power. You need to share these videos on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Tell these elected officials, get these multiple stimulus checks done. Get them done at the House level. Get them done at the Senate level. Don't take anything for granted, because ultimately that is where he's been successful as a family. And with that, make sure you subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. Next stop, 1 million. I want you to subscribe to this channel. Also, make sure you like the video. 2,000-3,000 likes. It really helps with the algorithm ranking. And consider becoming a member. Join into the live show now airing on Overnight's Crypto. And then join me on Mornings LA at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Stay informed, stay focused, stay beautiful, stay here, and stay with LA for more.